Hello and welcome to coverage of Grand Prix Indianapolis. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe. I'm in the booth with Kenji Egashira, and it's time for the final round of the cut. This is where we send one team packing home and one team on to day two. Who's it going to be? Sam Pardee, Josh Utter-Leyton, and Matt Nass, or Paul Dean, Dean-Braun-Duin, and Corey Baumeister? We're going to find out right now, Kenji. Only one of these teams can go. If you do not have better than a 5-2, or in this case a 6-2 record at the end of the day, you don't get to come back.
Neither of these teams slouches, as you were mentioning earlier. Like, look at these teams, stacked.
They're very stacked, yeah. As you can see, we've got half of the field of our 6 players are in the top 25 pro rankings in the world right now. And I would say all of them have been on there at some point or another. I mean, Josh Utter-Leyton, he's in the Hall of Fame, you know, etc. We've got some huge names. And right now, Paul Dean off to a very good start against Sam Pardee. Giltgrove Stalker, although now that I say that, the Merfolk Mistbinder just got killed by a bombard, and his start looks a little worse. Yeah,
Paul's missing on lands as well. He was on the play but missed his 3rd land, but he's still going to go all in on this Giltgrove Stalker.
Yeah, I'm not loving this game plan, though. You know, missing the land drops makes things very difficult, and then when all you can do is play out some sort of low-impact cards like Jade Bear, it is a lot to ask for that Giltgrove Stalker to go the distance. I mean, he's going to need Sam to stumble pretty hard to make that plan work.
Something like a Deadeye Rig Hauler here.
Oh, my God.
Would just be back-breaking.
Game.
Yep, that's basically.
Right. I mean, unless he hits a land right now and can start deploying big threats or blockers, it's so difficult to come back from a tempo play when you're missing your mana while your opponent builds their board out. That's the hard part about these like Mana War style effects, is that it's not just the bounce, it's also the fact that he has a creature.
Yeah, well, I mean, Paul couldn't even have blocked if he wanted to. It was just basically unblockable creature versus unblockable creature to begin with. So even though he was missing on lands, you know, he didn't have the choice to do anything about it. He just had to swing still.
Yep. But it's just a Deadeye Rig Hauler is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Putting the nails in the coffin, maybe. Siren Lookout's going to find an island, which Sam is going to immediately play. And he's going to Fanatical Firebrand down the Stalker, and things are just looking horrendous for Paul Dean. Well, okay, a forest off the top.
Yeah, something like a Jungleborn Pioneer here would actually be the perfect play, as the Pioneer itself trades away with the Hauler. And then
there it is.
2 1/1s block the Menace creature.
Okay, maybe we got a game here. He, of course, needs to keep on having Sam have nothing.
Right.
But he's given himself a shot here.
Well, Sam's used a lot of his resources already just dealing with the first few creatures that Paul played.
Paul Dean tries to sneak a Seth Manfield token onto the battlefield there. But Sam Pardee says, I'm deeply offended by that action. Please remove it.
Oh, it looks like Sam has another Bombard at the very least in his hand.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, and a Pirate's Cutlass. Woo!
Wow. Like I said, he was really hoping that Sam would miss a beat, and Sam has missed literally none. I mean, he is just crushing right now. Jeez. Let's see if Paul can do anything, though.
Yeah, Rigging Runner here. Also just the perfect defensive creature. Not only good on offense, like Paul's creature's also small.
Is that a Thrashing Brontodon?
I mean, that's big.
It's my favorite card in the set, I think.
And it is a great card for sure, but I think Sam might just fire off Bombard on that and then attack in with everything.
Yeah.
Ship it, Sam.
Yeah, all of them. Everybody. There we go.
Like, I think you just make the blocks I had mentioned previously, 2/2 on 3/2, and the 2 1/1s on the Goblin Trailblazer, but you're going to 3 life. You're dead to any number of things here. Sure Strike, Buccaneer's Bravado.
Yeah, you're facing
Lightning
lethal
Strike
in the air, even if he has 2 lands in his hand. And it looks like Paul's going to make exactly the blocks that you determined as well. Since he's tapped out, Sam just says, yeah, I'll just, you know, kill those. Oh, God. Kitesail Corsair as well. So now he needs to deal with way too much, and he's going to pick up his permanence. So Sam Pardee, wow.
But you know what?
Matt Nass somehow beat him to the punch in winning his first game. That was a pretty quick game on our side, too. Maybe these guys are hungry. They want to get to dinner and come back tomorrow morning because they're two games to 0. That was really fast. Here's Raptor in the middle.
What are those counters? Oh, are those Tetsamok counters? Are those?
They have to be.
They have to be, right?
9s and 6s.
Oh, no.
TikTok says Tetsamok? Okay.
Josh on 5 lands. It's so hard to play against Tetsamok too, because you kind of need to run out creatures.
Unbelievable.
But then the more creatures you run out, the more fodder, as long as Josh hasn't dropped down to, or whoever has the Tetsamok hasn't dropped down to a low life.
Right, and they just sit there and they go, okay, I'll play a creature, put another prey counter on your thing.
Like, look at Josh's board. Look how defensive it is. He's played a Baffling End. He has a Steadfast Armor Thrower, which is basically the best thing on defense right now, and a Snubhorn Sentry, which is an 0-3.
That's funny. You see that the City's Blessing is in there for Brian Brown-Duin, so the Dust Charger is pretty big.
Actually, is that Kumena's Awakening too? So he's got a personal Howling Mine going.
He does. Yeah, he actually does.
He can draw out of that.
And there's land, though, for Josh Utter-Leyton. We're going to see Tetsamok.
Sure.
Boom! Wipe your board. Every creature you have goes away. And he also gets a City's Blessing off of land plus permanent, which allows him to attack for 5.
Yeah.
So now it's a rebuild time for Brian, but he doesn't have a big window to do it.
Right. If the Snubhorn Sentry didn't get in for 3 there, and then Brian had maybe a Walk the Plank or some other removal spell for Tetsamok, he could stabilize pretty easily. But as it stands, he needs to deal with Tetsamok this turn. He's still facing down 5 damage. He needs multiple things here.
So here's a card design for you, Kenji.
Okay.
It's Tetsamok.
I like
it. Except for that you don't get Tetsamok.
Wait, what?
It's a sorcery.
Okay, sure.
That would already be pretty broken, right?
I think so.
So they just threw in a 6/6 Death Touch for free.
Well, I mean, you got to make Primal Dinos sometimes, you know. Oh no.
Oh no.
That feels so bad.
No.
Fathom Fleet Border's going to shoot Brian for 2 as he has no other pirate.
Oh no.
All of Josh's creatures still attack into it.
Truly horrendous position here for Brian, even with Kumena's Awakening, which is a really good card once you get it going on your side, but Tetsamok has such an immediate impact on the board when cast that it's hard to recover, especially if you only use 3 of your mana. So I'm assuming that Brian has something else to do.
I was trying to see what Josh might have an island on the battlefield for. I thought it was a swamp at first, but I was like, wait a minute. What is that? What would you splash blue for in your black-white deck?
Is that an island?
Yes.
What would I splash blue for?
It doesn't necessarily have to be from Rivals.
I don't know. What?
A certain hostage taker.
Right, not from Rivals. Hosty T. All right, I would splash for it. You got me. Going to block the Snubhorn Sentry.
All right, let's see what Brian can do.
Is not a lethal attack, but Craving here could easily save the Snubhorn Sentry. Sentence I did not think I was going to save. Came into this weekend, but here we are.
That's a good play, too. I mean, if Brian is taking the other 8 damage, it's just preserving another lethal threat.
That resolves. You go to 9.
In Raptor we trust, they say.
I heard Sam Pardee say that.
Ah, okay. Reaver Ambush is going to then kill the Snubhorn after the
actually
Craving
works
resolves.
out quite well for Brian Brown-Duin. It ends up staying at 1-for-1, but he's still so far behind, though.
Yeah, he's at 1 life.
Don't do a hostage taker. Don't do that. Oh, wow.
I mean, 2/2 flyer.
Sadistic Sky Marcher, and things are looking really good here for Josh Utter-Leyton. Rich, you've been keeping an eye on our back table in the feature match area. What's going on over there?
Okay, so these players don't care about the cut. They're 7-0 and just trying to see who's perfect going into day 2. Adam Snookley's Ben Stark 1-0. Efro and Dave Shields are at 0-0. And that's true for Paolo Vida Domidarosa and Matt Costa. But Paolo Vida Domidarosa has Gold Forge Garrison, and the 4/4 golems have begun.
All right, well, I don't like the way that one's going to go for his opponent,
No.
but otherwise they're up a game over Ben Stark, so you can't really argue about that. Now, the question here, of course, is there anything BBD can do at this point? I mean, he's facing a variety of threats in different sizes. You know, even your favorite card, Golden Demise, isn't going to get him out of it.
In fact, it's pretty poor here. Just deals with 1 creature.
Right. He needs to deal with 2. Minimum.
Correct. Yeah, he would need a bounce spell and something else to just buy a little time, but
yeah,
even
couldn't find it.
his last creature would be chomping. So.
And you heard Sam Pardee say it, in Raptor we trust. That's Josh Utter-Leyton's nickname, and that trust was well placed because he won the game. And that is 3-0 sweep in game ones for Pardee-Utter-Leyton and Matt Nass. These guys live near each other. They work together in Denver, and they are very close friends, testing teammates, all of that. And, well, they've built up a trust with each other over time, and you can see it paying off for them here. Oh, wow, Matt Nass already won his match.
Remember, Corey was on that super aggressive red-white deck. We had watched him earlier today. And so I wonder what Matt Nass was playing to dispatch him so quickly.
No kidding.
Also, is there some flavor fail that Tetsamok's not a Raptor?
In this case, yes,
okay.
But in general, no.
Oh, so we have 2 deciding games. If Sam or Josh win their second game, then they're going to take the match.
Yeah.
Their team's going to take the matches. The series.
No, their team will take the, I told you this morning, game, match, round. Yes, you did it. You did it. You had it. The series, I like it. The championship.
Yeah, the championships.
They take the championship here in round 3 of the championship.
Exactly.
Doesn't ring quite right, does it?
Hopefully Paul hits his 3rd land on time. We'll have much more of a game that way.
Yeah, that was a really tough stumble for Paul Dean in the first game. He just didn't really hold much of a chance after Sam Pardee kind of pounced on him there. Rich, you're back again. What happened to you? We blinked.
Yeah, super quick. Yeah, I know. I run really fast. No, I don't. Paolo, of course, did win that with all the golems, but in the middle match, Dave Shields takes game 1 against Efro. So Costa, Shields, and Snook are 2 1-0s up, and Paolo was the sole winner for the 3 Hall of Famers.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
The battle of the undefeateds rages on our back table. Now, depending on how these matches finish, we may get a chance to watch some of that, especially if this one goes as quickly as it's gone. 4 games played, all of them to Pardee-Utter-Leyton and Nass. What in the... Let's put up a fight here.
Yeah, yes, sir.
This is for day 2. You can hear a pretty... Did he mold a 4?
Yes.
I thought I heard you going 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. I was like, what is he doing?
I didn't say anything.
You thought you were muted, but... Yeah, all right. Well, I think we're going to get to see some of the undefeated players play against each other because this is not going to go well.
No. Well, maybe we'll get to see PVDDR's golems get him that precious, if you know what I mean.
I do. I'll watch. All right, Daring Buccaneer is going to offer a trade here.
Yeah, Paul on a mulligan to 4 can't really afford to take that trade. He's got to hope that maybe Sam floods out and that he can find his lands.
Oh no.
Okay,
well. No. All right.
That might wrap it up.
Easy, Sam Pardee.
I was going to say if Paul drew an island here, he could, trade effectively the dive down for the 2/2, which he'd much rather get a trick out of his hand for a creature on Sam's board than trading creature for creature at this point. But we'll have to see what he can muster up.
Okay, he's going to start off with Fanatical Firebrand.
Yep.
That's not good news for the Guiltgrove Stalker. Interestingly, though, he's going to go ahead and just attack anyway.
Yeah, I like this play.
No risk play here from Pardee.
Because if Sam goes for the shoot on the Guiltgrove Stalker and Paul has River Herald's Boon or something like that, then that's how Paul could get back into the game.
Right, where he can offer the trade and then take away the ability for Paul to say, okay, now I'll River Herald's Boon to eat your attacker. Really smart stuff, and this is just miserable. I mean, Paul is happy to see a castable card, but Jade Bearer just as a 1/1 for 1 is just pure misery.
And the Pirate's Cutlass doing a little dance. Moving over to the Fanatical Firebrand, and yep. Not much Paul Dean can do here.
All right, well, let's get the button ready that switches us over to the to the other match because this one's not going on for much longer. It's a race between Josh Utter-Leyton and Sam Pardee to see who can win their match first, claiming victory.
Well, Sam might be able to just win this turn if he has any pump effect.
2-4-6, put you to 3. Frilled Death Spitter.
That effectively leaves Paul at 1, as the Fanatical Firebrand could shoot the Frilled Death Spitter if he really wanted to.
Yeah, and that's going to be game. That is going to do it. And he says, sorry, guys, that's just how it rolls sometimes. But that is true. We've all been on both sides of that equation before if you've played enough Magic. And the match is going to go to Sam Pardee. And that's going to give the round to his team. So Matt Nass, Josh Utter-Leyton, Sam Pardee are through to day number 2. And a disappointing day 1 for Paul Dean, Dean-Braun-Duin, and Corey Baumeister. They're going to have to come back tomorrow and do some boosty D.
The cut.
All right, well, this is going to move us over now to our 2 7-0s. We are no longer in the cut, are we, Kenji? Because these teams are in, but a much slower start. Remember, these all started at the same time.
Oh, yeah, this is still game 1 for these players.
This is game 1 for these two, and the other matches only have 1 game finished.
Right.
Where we finished 5 games in the other one, though they were all on one side of the table.
Oh, this is Time Walk, though, so it's a little bit.
No, this is live. We call it's just the slide that we use is called Time Walk, but they're still playing.
Didn't Rich say that David and Adam won their first games?
Oh, maybe. Are we back in time?
I think we're back in time a slight.
It also might just not be updated yet. I think this is live.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe this is game 2.
Tell you what, they're going in slow motion right now. Okay, that's a little awkward. Forgot to transform that.
It's a foil one, too.
Yeah.
Good looking.
Is that a Conqueror's Galleon?
Correct, yep.
Your favorite card, Kenji.
It's pretty darn good.
You did some work with that last night in the draft online.
We're turning Unfriendly Fire.
It was unfriendly indeed.
Not too shabby.
And what was that from Ifro?
Crashing Tide instant speed. Yeah, he's got that merfolk on the battlefield.
The Swift Warden.
Correct.
Okay, well, Swift Warden's going to start chipping in for damage, though. He's going to need to add more to his board.
Oh, Ifro on a grip of nothing but spells, it looks like.
I see one with the wind there.
Yep.
Going to settle for a Guildgrove Stalker.
Sure.
Pass things back to Dave Shields.
Yeah, who gets to cast multiple spells this
Yeah,
turn,
you know, it's actually looking pretty good for him because, you know, Eric's got a grip of cards, but he needs mana.
Yeah, you can see the life totals on that Bishop Soldier in the graveyard, which apparently did a decent amount of work.
Yeah, for real.
As it normally does.
Card's great. All right, looks like we got our graphic updated there.
Yep. So this is game 2. Ben Stark did even the match, though.
I see that. Yeah, Adam Snook and Ben Stark going at it. All right, well, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
Just because of the relatively small number of games finished. We did have a match on that first round, or that first one.
So it's 4 to crew the Galleon, so Shields still a power short currently.
Yeah, now he's way short as he's being assaulted for 6 damage.
Yep.
It's a big hit. A nice turn from Froelich, who really wanted to hit that land drop to start deploying multiple threats or do what he just did, cast a 4-drop Hunt the Week this time.
Yeah, he can put David on a 2-turn clock with that one with the wind we saw in his hand earlier.
Right, right.
The nice thing about the Hunt the Week from Eric on the previous turn is that was really as a safe Hunt the Week. At the worst case scenario, it was a 2 for 2, as even if David had one of the +2/+2 effects, Moment of Triumph or Vampire Zeal, you know, the creature would still trade, so it couldn't be a complete blowout.
Now, this is interesting. Dave Shields is going to go with a little bit of preventative maintenance here. He's going to use Pious Interdiction to lock down the Swift Warden immediately, which is actually kind of helpful for Eric in some way because he knows, you know, now the way is a little more clear for that one with the wind. Where if he'd waited a turn, Eric may have fired it off, and Dave could have got a 2-for-1, though. It would have cost him a lot of damage to do so. And it's hard to blame him for using his removal while the door was open there.
Merfolk player passing with 5 mana open and that many cards in hand. Could be a few things.
Windstrider is, of course, the one that you would come to mind from Ixalan.
Or Snapping Sailback for that
back as well, right? Less likely because it's an uncommon,
correct,
but still possible. Swift Warden we gained here. He's already got one of them on the battlefield. What other stuff could he have? I mean, besides just a bunch of
tricks or counters.
I meant creatures. Is that it? Did we exhaust the list of flash creatures there?
Yeah, there aren't too many blue-green flash creatures.
No. But like you said, the number of tricks you could have, there's a ton.
Right.
Vampiric Tutor?
As you say.
Okay. Forerunner of the Legion for the Perfectionist over here. Ooh, there was a Mavrenfane.
Yeah, I don't think that does enough here.
What? Looks like he's going to get the Lieutenant.
And this makes a lot of sense because the Guildgrove Stalker means all of the vampires on their base can't block it. But should you have a way to pump up your vampires like the Legion Lieutenant, and at least the 3/3 could trade for it or something like that.
Just eat it.
Yeah.
Still waiting to see that Strider from Frolic, though. Hey!
There it is. End of turn. Looks like Shields has quite a few tricks in his hand. Wow, I think he has Moment of Craving as well as... Well, I think I saw one more removal spell in his hand as well.
This is really interesting because he's going to use the Moment of Craving right now as well. So Eric, you know, this is interesting because Dave is... Ooh. Wait, did Eric just draw a Crushing Canopy?
I think he did.
Wow, that can unlock the Swift Warden.
Yep. And this is another turn where Shields cannot activate the Galleon or with crew. He only has 3 power on the battlefield, so this would be a good turn to do that. And, you know...
I mean, how much of a priority is it for Shields to do that anyway? It's such a slow card. It's like he really needs to manage the board first.
Well, I just meant as a blocker without losing any of his creatures.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean...
Because it's a 2/10, right?
Yeah, it's very big.
Yeah.
We might see Eric just take care of the Pious Interdiction and then one with the Wind to Swift Warden to put a really quick 2-turn clock on David.
I like it.
Because as it stands, Shields is probably just going to chump if allowed. But yeah, there's the one with the Wind. That's in for 9 points of damage. Now, the Wind Strider itself is not going to be lethal next turn. So Shields, if he has a removal spell for the Warden, he can still survive. I think he had at least one removal spell in his hand.
Wasn't it a Reaver?
Oh, Reaver Ambush?
Yeah. Would not work against the Swift Warden.
No, it would not. I see a Sky Marcher that he could chump with.
Okay, well, that helps.
Yeah, he could play Exultant Sky Marcher here plus the Legion Lieutenant.
That helps a little bit.
Yeah, he'd have to still chump and take 3, go to 1. I don't think that life total is accurate. I think he took 6 more there, or rather 5 more there. But maybe he gained life somehow.
I don't think he did.
Right, he was at 13. Oh,
there
we go.
it is.
Okay, yeah. Now Eric probably going to respect a Divine Verdict here, but it's going to get him at 1 point eventually anyways. So if he makes the attack with both, David has a Divine Verdict. You know, at least he's getting in for 3.
Ooh, there's Kapala.
Wow, that's actually insane.
Which shuts off a Divine Verdict. That's the first time I've ever seen Kapala's ability actually be good.
Well, now Eric knows that the coast is probably clear.
Oh, and he has a Divine Verdict, too.
I think it's a Dark Nourishment. Does he actually have a Divine Verdict?
Yeah, that back card, right?
Okay, so he did have one. All right.
But he's going to do this with Kapala on the stack.
Yep.
Wait, does Eric have a response?
Oh, he might plummet his own creature to negate the life gain, Marshall.
Yes. He is going to do that. No life gain, lethal attack.
Wow.
Eric Froelich
Nice.
finds the win. Oh, boy. And we're all tied up at 1 game apiece across the board, Kenji.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, that was nice.
That was very nice.
Kapala.
I think Kapala got a lot better with Rivals of Ixalan.
Wow, it was a sick sequence. Oh, my goodness sakes.
Oh, no. We have a Slippery Scoundrel with a Squire's Devotion on it. And does Ben have the City's Blessing?
He's got 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wait, but there's a Rekindling Phoenix.
Whoa.
And a Sprinter on Adam's side.
Oh, not anymore.
Oh, okay.
Pious Interdiction, one of the best answers for Rekindling Phoenix.
Yeah, one of the only ones,
yes.
Truly.
There just aren't that many. Any of the damage or destroy-based ones are pretty bad against it. Oh, man, it is so fun watching these guys play, Kenji. Eric Froelich kills his own creature after forcing the issue with Kapala pre-combat. Oh, that was sweet.
And both these teams sitting in great spots, right? They're both 7-0, but obviously they want to be in that 8-0 spot going into day 2.
The team of Damarosa, Froelich, and Stark generally considered one of the 2 to 3 top-tier teams, like that absolute upper echelon, you know, with a Peach Garden Oath. I mean, that team is absurd.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
like, they're all in the Hall of Fame.
Goblin Trailblazer has his sea legs. Repeating Barrage was in the graveyard for Adam there.
Okay.
So he just returned it after attacking. And I think this is a concession to needing a way to deal with the Slippery Scoundrel if Ben can't hit the City's Blessing this turn. Because if Ben gets the City's Blessing this turn, which, I mean, what does he get? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9? Yeah.
Yeah, and he just played a land, so you got to figure if you can cast any permanent, anything that's 6 on board for even half a second, he'll get it.
Yeah. Otherwise, that hexproof lifelinker is going to be very problematic.
Well, he's got a pretty, I think at least one of his cards is a Shipwreck Looter.
Sure.
So that would do it. I'm just trying to really make sure that he keeps the risk to a minimum if he's trying to set up this kind of combo.
Yeah.
Which he's been doing all day, by the way.
Yep. Well, it turns out gaining 4 life when your opponent's dealing 4 is pretty good. He must be thinking about that Shipwreck Looter if he's wanting to attack first before playing anything.
Yeah, I think he's really deciding if he wants to attack with a Vampire or not. I think he's planning on attacking with the Slippery Scoundrel because the life gain swing is just worth it on the surface. But does he want to play around something by leaving that back? And by the way, that's City's Blessing.
Yep.
With the Soul of the Rapids.
Which, again, wouldn't normally be good in this position as it just trades away for any of Adam's cheaper, smaller creatures. But well, with that lifelink engine online.
And interestingly, you know, Ben really playing conservatively by leaving the Vampire back. I mean, he was going to play a hexproof creature post-combat, and he still left back another blocker. So
right, because he wouldn't be able to block either of those creatures with, you know, just the song or the soul.
Yeah. He needs 2 blockers to be able to block the menace creature or not block. You know, those are his options. But does it tell you that he's planning on blocking?
I think so.
Okay.
Or at least playing it a little bit safe against another hasty creature.
What is it that's on the...
Sea Legs.
Is it Sea Legs?
Yeah.
So it's a 2/3?
Correct. Ben's not just dead to like a Buccaneers Bravado. Had Ben attacked with that 1/1 lifelinker, but in conjunction with any other way, you know, Telenali's Crown, something like that. Can easily push in enough damage. Surprise wins. All right, Pirates Cutlass is a good start. Auto-equipping onto that Sprinter. And that's 4 unblockable damage. So, yeah, if Adam has a Buccaneers Bravado, I mean, I think he would have already went for it by now, but it is lethal as it stands. Here comes the double block from Ben.
Okay. Killer Solar Rapids, gain a life.
Yeah, so Ben effectively takes 3, goes to 7.
It's a good trade for Ben. He keeps his life total high so that he doesn't get just killed. There's that City's Blessing. He actually had it before. Though I think they're kind of still working out with the judges and stuff exactly when and how they grab that.
Right.
They don't necessarily just grab it right away. But they do have it automatically once they hit that, that threshold. Okay, Pirates Cutlass. This is going to be a tough race to win, though. Not impossible, but tough.
This tells me that Adam wanted Ben to block because he opted not to use the barrage prior to attacking with his menace creature.
I see. He actually was fine trading off for the Soul of the Rapids.
So it seems, yeah. I mean, he's 1 mana, 1 red mana, to note, away from being able to cast or bring back the barrage and cast at the same turn.
Yeah. Oh, looks like we have a match win. That's Pardee-Utter-Leyton-Nass defeating Matt Costa.
Okay.
And Dave Shields defeating
Oh, boy,
Eric
so this
Froelich.
is the deciding.
This is it. This is the game.
Well.
Oh, no.
Another Squire's Devotion on that Slippery Scoundrel. Plus a follow-up creature. Shipwreck Looter going to loot.
Ben plays his land and passes the turn back to Adam Snook.
Who...
What can he do?
He needs to draw a spell or a mountain. Spell or mountain lets him survive. I mean, he doesn't have to attack with his Sprinter, of course, but if he's not attacking, then he's losing
then
just
he's
from
just
the
gonna lose
hexproof,
anyway.
hexproof lifelinker.
He may be in a position here, Kenji, where if he's attacking, he's losing, and if he's not attacking, he's losing.
Right.
Pretty tough spot here for Adam.
But you have to give yourself the best opportunity to win, and sometimes that's attacking and leaving yourself, you know, maybe at 1 life or less. Or, sorry, 1 creature or less.
Yeah, things looking very good for Damarosa, Froelich, and Stark to go undefeated here. That's a plummet.
Looks like it.
What is he going to do with it?
Kill the Phoenix for Adam?
I would not do that. That is a play I would decide not to make. Interesting. You know, he may have thought it had flying. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe he thought, I'll kill that, and then the guy goes, well, that doesn't have flying, and he goes, well, do I have to target something?
Right.
And apparently the answer is no, though I'm not honestly 1,000% sure what happened there.
That isn't what it appears to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sailor of Means for Ben Stark.
Okay, chart a course. That might find some action.
I also just like that Ben thought it had unblockable and flying.
Well, did Ben have a flyer the entire game? Maybe he just thought it was flying and not unblockable. But
yep. At any rate, that is going to do it, and that's Ben Stark winning 2-1, and that means we're done here in round number 8. That is Paulo Vitor, Damarosa, Eric Froelich, and Ben Stark defeating Matt Costa, Dave Shields, and Adam Snook. 2 matches to 1.
Yeah. One of the teams you would expect to be here.
All right, so that is going to do it for round number 8.